Hello and welcome back to Up and Adam. I'm Gelsey and I am your go-to girl for your Love Island Games recap. And holy moly, last night was an episode. Like I was on the edge of my couch. It's the first night America voted in to send a couple home. And I'm not too mad with the results. Let's just say I approve America. All right, let's get into the details. Okay, so we start every episode the same way. The couples are chatting. We're gonna have a little pajama party. Everyone's in their cute little sweatpants and whatnot, comfy cozy, and we're chatting. Couples are growing closer, and also kind of some of them further apart, if I do say so myself. I'm gonna start with Lucinda and Mert. So first, kind of Mert's really irritated that he got chosen to become vulnerable after winning because he thought that Chris was here for the game first, love second. So he can't understand why he picked someone to be vulnerable who is in a friendship couple. He's like, that doesn't make sense to me. But I think he's just irritated because he's now vulnerable and wasn't, and anyone would be irritated. So yeah. But Lucinda is irritated. Let's talk about that. She's not too happy with Matt in the beginning of this because she told him she needs more. She needs princess treatment. She wants that effort. And she's like, this is what I need. And it comes to breakfast time. And Mert doesn't even bring her a cup of coffee, let alone make her breakfast. I thought he was doing pretty good before, and I thought she was asking for too much with this princess treatment. But now I'm kind of seeing it. And I was like, dude, you got to step up. Like he even tells Kendall, he's like, I want prince treatment. Like she needs to do more. And I was like, I can agree with that to an extent. Like I'm all about doing things for my man and also like giving just as much as I'm receiving. But again, if I'm not being shown any effort, like there is a little bit of like girls want to be chased. We want to be swooned and romanticized, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm making up words now. Gosh, now I'm making up remembrance. Isaiah and I should hang out and write our own dictionary. Great. But you get my drift. He needs to try a little harder. And in result from not doing that, Lucinda gives Merritt the silent treatment. Not my favorite way to act after. I think it's very immature and a little, again, brat-like. But also, I've done it. I think all of us girls can say at one point or another, we have given our man silent treatment. Because when we don't feel like we're treated the way we deserve to be treated, it pisses us off. So let's watch this here.
Please, like, just make me a coffee. Like, I feel like if something's not just put on a plate in front of him, like, he just doesn't want to do it. So I'm getting a bit frustrated over that. You've got the opportunity to show something. Like, use your brain.
Like, use your brain. Yeah, actually, Merritt doesn't really be showing much brainage this season. He's eye candy. I see why people like him, but I know there's a language barrier, and that might be why he's so quiet. But he kind of just does sit back in the shadows a lot, and I think he's just kind of there, in my opinion. But he does talk to Kendall. He's his bro, and he's like, "Yo, you got to try. Like, you got to put some effort in and do what these girls need to feel special." And so he helps them make a cute little romantic chat vibe area on the dock with some yoga mats. They do cute sand to make a path, get some pillows. Like I thought it was a really cute moment, him helping him out. And Lucinda loved it. And she even said, she's like, I need more of this kind of an effort. I need more things like this. This makes me happy. Of course, he did take credit for Kendall's idea, but as he should. Honestly, I would take credit. I'd be like, yeah, totally. I thought of this. But it puts them kind of back on the right path. And then we got this really cute moment before the final vote off between Mert and Lucinda.
Type of guy. I don't give myself too fast to someone.
No, that's fair. I don't do that either. We should just go at our own pace, you know? Mm-hmm. But I do really like you.
Yeah.
Yeah, cute. And then she goes, I need reassurance. And then they make out, and then everyone cries later because that result does not end in her favor. But, you know, I think those are the kind of conversations that are really important, just to be like, hey, what you did was great after ignoring me. And now I need that. Are you kidding me? I feel like I'm doing that all the time. I'm like, hey, I just need a little reassurance. It doesn't matter how many years later, like just us girls, we just need We need to be told that we're pretty and that you love us. All right. So moving on, I'm going to go over to Tyreek and KK. So KK is in her power couple with Chris and she's kind of feeling it. I think that little bit of like we number one is getting to her, but it could be a good thing. So her and Tyreek have a chat here. And it's kind of interesting. Let's watch.
I like you the most and I vibe with you the most in here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like,
Because I feel like you're on my mind.
On your mind, yeah.
Yeah.
She run it back. You don't run it back.
No, let's not run it back.
Just cause a power couple.
Yeah, because a power couple.
So I say that's what power does to people.
Ooh, he went in and she said, "No, thank you, sir. I'm a power couple now. Yeah, you got to wait in line or have an appointment to kiss me." Something like that. I don't know. I don't disagree with how she played that though, because she is in a power couple. She does, she works really well with Chris. She still likes Chris. And I think she was a little too quick to go smacking around with other guys when there might be something there. So I think by her pulling back, that was a smart decision. And you can just see, and I think she's starting to see that little bit of like snake weasel smile in Tyreek. Like even the whole time he's talking, the way he's smiling is like just like so cocky. He knows he's going to stir some trouble. I don't know. I'm not a big Tyreek fan. I'm not going to lie. I think he's great TV. I don't want him to go home because he's very entertaining. And the fact that he is kind of stirring the pot and that there are multiple people that do have their eye for him. So I think that is a number one reason to keep someone in Love Island for my pure enjoyment and entertainment. But, yeah, I do like that. And later we see when they're all in bed, KK and Chris are fooling around a little bit under the sheet. So I was like, oh, maybe they're getting a little intimate and, more so than we're seeing. So I love that she did that. Then we go over to Andrea's love triangle situation. So obviously her and Josh have been kind of together since the beginning, but she's been coupled up 3 times now. So she's currently with Toby. And you can tell Josh, again, confident. I'm just not a huge fan of Josh. At this point I feel bad not liking him. I'm like, you didn't do anything wrong, Josh. It's just your whole everything. It's just the douchey vibe. But we get this moment between Josh and Andrea in their little chat.
I cannot sleep another night knowing that I'm vulnerable. Like, this is so whack.
And not in a bed with me.
Yeah, exactly.
Broken as we were beautiful at the core.
At this point, I'm just trying to not think. And I'm like, I don't want to stress myself out even more. I don't know. But, yeah.
Maybe I can give you a little bit more clarity.
I can't go without you by my side. Won't let
I wanted to gag so hard when it was just such a sleazy player. Like when he was like, maybe I can give you a little more clarity and then make out. I was like, oh, okay, Josh, this is why I don't like you. It just was such an icky douchebag. I hate when you can tell a guy's trying so hard to have like a one-liner to be smooth. And I'm like, no, I like literally saw your wheels turning to figure that one out. It was not smooth. It's just, ugh. But it's funny because Andrea's kind of not feeling it so much with Josh anymore. She's like, I like him. We obviously compete well together. We have like that connection, but she's starting to chat with Toby more and get to know him. And she's like, he has that fun that she's missing with Josh. Like Josh is too serious and Toby's kind of a lot more, I don't know. He's making her laugh. He's making her smile. I kind of want to see where things go with Toby. And Toby does take Andrea for a chat and they make out in the speakeasy. And you can tell she's like, oh, I'm in trouble. Even when she goes for another sip of the drink and he goes in again and she's like, oh God, like I like what's going on there. And I'm liking Toby so far. So that's going on in that neck of the woods. So we move on to Andrea and Johnny. I know Johnny was a big player last season and he's got a lot of slack for that, but I am someone that does like to give people second chances. Let's not also forget that everybody in the villa is in their freaking 20s and I grew a lot since my 20s. So I'm hoping that they're all just in their growth phase. And that's why I'm like, you know what? Johnny's allowed to grow. Like a lot of them can dick around in their 20s. And then by the time you get to your late 20s, early 30s, there's a moment of like, okay, I need to change what I'm doing. This isn't working for me. Now, some people don't change and they are that way into their 40s. And I managed to find the majority of them and date them when I was in my 20s. It was so fun. It was such a good idea. I'll never have that time back. No, but I do think that Johnny wants to change, but it is hard, and I understand why Andrea has a little bit of a hesitation because he was that player, but he tries to reassure her here.
Like once I had a kid, it was like, okay, it's time to lock in. You know what I mean? I know that can be like intimidating that I have a kid, but like, to be honest, it doesn't really scare me.
Yeah, so he's trying to use the kid vibe. Now, I did read some comments online. Obviously, everyone has their opinion. Everyone's like, don't trust Johnny. And someone did make a good point that they're like, yeah, he had a kid last season. Like, nothing's changed. But again, he might be growing as a person, as a father, and want to step into this new role. So there's something instinctively with me that I'm like, let's give Johnny a chance. I don't know. I'm liking him. So we go over Isaiah and Solene have a little soul ties chat. It was really cute. I actually was one of the first times I kind of liked Solene. Like I liked when she was talking about dinosaurs and she's like, I do not feel good, but yesterday I was Velociraptor. Like there was something very cute about that chat and endearing. We all know I'm not a big Solene fan because of Below Deck, but it's nice seeing these moments and sides of her. So we have Justine chats with Tyreek. They have a cute, I do like Justine. She is a winner. There's a reason she won before. Beautiful woman. And I think she's playing her cards right. I think she's here to play the game, but she does have her eye out. And she told Tyreek that her and Chris are her number 2 choices. So I like Chris better for her just because I think they're both more stable and not so sleazy like Tyreek is. And I like her a lot and I want to see her with a good guy. And they're both athletic and kind of have that mindset of chill but go. I like her better with Johnny, or not Johnny, sorry. That would be a plot twist, right? I like her better with Chris, and I would like to see them explore that more, not Tyreek. Like, can we not? So then we get a really sweet moment with Nicola and Garby. Nicola pulls Garby aside to confide in her how she's been feeling right here.
Need to seriously understand your worth.
No, I do try. It's just hard. I say to myself in the mirror, like, you're so beautiful, you're so beautiful. And then, like, you go downstairs and just all the guys, and, like, no one even looks at you the same way that they look at their other person. And it's like I say, like, I'm the only one. And the highlight of every single day I've been here was talking to Chris. Because he puts me up. He says, like, oh, you look so pretty, like, you're so funny.
It's so early on. You can still try to get to know Chris and kind of
I really want to.
You know what you're gonna do? You're gonna listen to us when we tell you that you are literally the most beautiful girl inside and out. You're a precious.
I loved that chat so much. And I think, America has shown that they also love Nicola. I think, she's great TV. She's so much fun. She's the most enthusiastic. She's the kind of girl that will jump in the pool first and doesn't care about getting her hair wet. And those are my kind of girls. I freaking love her. And it was just such a endearing but heartbreaking moment because obviously Nicola is not getting any of the attention from the boys. She's no one's first choice. I think she is a beautiful woman, but from a outsider's look of standards, it's like I could see how the guys comparing her to other girls would be like, oh, we're going to go for them first and et cetera, et cetera. But I really want to see her with somebody. And I just love though that Garby gave her that amazing girl on girl chat. Not girl on girl, that sounds sexual. Girl to girl, heart to heart. There we go. Moment where she could just pump her up and be like, you're the most beautiful girl here. There's still time. And even the way Nicola's like, I tried to tell myself every day in the mirror I'm pretty. And then it's just hard. Again, I think we all can relate to that where we're like, I've got this. I'm good. You're gorgeous girl, this, that. And then you go into the real world and you're like, okay, so why is no one giving me external validation? I'm so guilty of it. I was a late bloomer. Boys did not flock to me. And I felt that pain a lot when my friends were getting all the attention. And I'd be like, cool, I've got a great personality. That was totally, I can relate to her on that level. But I kind of want to see Chris explore things with other people. I don't like him with KK. I think she's just a little too shallow and immature. And I think he's above that. I think his maturity level's above that. I think he's more stable. I think he's more. And so I would love to see him talk to Nicola a little bit more and Justine a little bit more. Those are my 2. So let's get them out of that power couple rank so we can mingle a little bit. But I did love that moment. And so we get to the moment everyone was waiting for, the results of the vote out. And Ariana comes in looking flying hot, as always. oof, that ball gown, and then that's like I was like, that's becoming my favorite part of the episode is her entrance. I'm like, what is she going to be wearing tonight? And then she just tops it, and just her walk gets better and better. I'm like, oh, our queen. Anyways, so everyone obviously is very nervous to see her because that means one thing, results. So we start with the 5 couples that are vulnerable, and she reveals the top 2 couples in no particular order that America voted for. So they were the most popular couples of the votes. America loved them, and that is no other than Andrea and Johnny and Lucinda and Tyreek. I was a little Johnny and Andrea, I'm not surprised. I could see people really liking her. Even though again, her laugh, girl, like calm down. She's a little too over dramatic for me. The crying, kind of when she got told that they're safe and her overwhelming, like I was like, okay, honey, like chill out. This is a little embarrassing, but she still is a very endearing person, and then she's very genuine, it seems. So we have her, and then I was a bit surprised with Lucinda and Tyreek. Tyreek's very snake, and Lucinda's a bit boring in my opinion. Now, I did look, I think she had like 800,000 followers on Instagram or something nuts, or I don't know. I was creeping on all their IGs last night, and she has a very high, so it's like, okay, if you have that high of a following and people are voting in, then you already have that fan base there versus everybody else. So maybe it's that. I'm still convinced that the voting is not 100% true. I think the results come in and the producers look at it, and if there's something they don't like, then they will manipulate it. That's what I think, because it is a television show at the end of the day. The producers do have all the strings to pull, and it's about ratings. And so if there's a couple or people that are going to make better TV, I think they will keep them. That's what I think. But maybe I'm not in the room where it happens. So, hey. So we get those. Then we go to our bottom 3 couples. We have Andrea and Toby, Nicola and Isaiah, and Solene and Mert. And they kind of have a little plot twist. So before Ariana reveals the voting, there are 3 presents on the table. She says, go pick a present. All the women go pick a present. Of course, Nicola is the first to beeline to the table. She's just so enthusiastically cute. We love her. And they're holding their box. So Ariana tells them that in each box there's a heart. There are 2 pink hearts that say safe and 1 black heart that says dumped. They can open the box, and whoever has the dumped heart goes home. Or they can let America decide, and she can reveal who was the lowest voted for couple, and they will go home. So they have to vote whether they want the boxes to decide or America. They decide 2-1 that they want America to vote. Andrea and Toby decide they want the box because Andrea doesn't trust that America is going to love her, because the previous season they did not. They get outvoted. So then we go down to America's vote. And of course, they vote out Solene and Mert. I wasn't mad about that. We love that vote out. Good job, America. Good job. What a great decision. Again, and Solene felt guilty. You could say, she goes, I feel bad because I think this was more me. And I think she's right. I think she realized maybe that Below Deck just dropped and no one liked her. If you read the comments online, people did not like her on that show. And I think it carried over into this. I think she was more palatable on this show, but I still think that that taste in our mouth is there. And yeah, I also think Mert is boring. I know a lot of people I was reading online, they're like, he's so gorgeous and I'm bawling. I can't believe he's leaving. He's so sweet, but he's quite boring for TV. He's a man of few words. I understand, again, it's a language barrier, but unfortunately, this is an English-speaking show with an English-speaking audience. And if you can't provide us with enough content or just talking about yourself or anything, then you're going to fade for us. And I think that is what happened. I do want to say Nicola's response when they got told that out of the 3, they were the next top couple voted for, and how I could not believe it. I was like, my heart for her. I love her. So we love that. And yeah, Solene and Mert, bye-bye. They are our first couple together voted off. Again, I want that suitcase with the pink writing. So cute. And we have a little moment here, the girls together in the photo booth. The last of this and the boys. It does look like a fun time. I mean, I definitely would not be mad hanging out with this motley crew in the villa, but we have a lot of new couples, kind of new eyes on people. I'm very curious where things are going to go. And we have 2 new bombshells coming into the villa tonight. So we love a good mix up. I love when new people come in and people start rubbernecking and looking at those eyes like, we got some. So let's see what happens tonight. And I will see you back here tomorrow to talk about all the juicy goss. Bye for now.